Psalms 37:24. Though he may stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. Thank you, Jesus.
The devil shames, but the Lord calls for greater days, and you may stumble.
Hello, can you see me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we can see you. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. I got this little mini mic and I was like, ooh, let me try it. Then I was like, I have no idea how to work this thing.
It works.
Well, yeah,
Everything's
it's
good.
good. Yeah, it's good
Okay,
to try
good.
stuff with us. You can try stuff with us.
Okay, perfect.
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Day by day.
So you got your little studio set up back there in the background.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I've been working on I'm gonna get I have a whole setup planned.
Nice
It's not all the way
shui.
done yet, but I've been working on it because I have a lot to record.
Hey, there you go. And only you know what you want.
Right.
Right.
Exactly. Thank you. And that's exactly where it all started because I'd be like, no, I don't like that. You didn't do that right.
All right. So everybody, we already done started, but what? First off, welcome back. Welcome back.
Most definitely.
Thank you.
And
happy to be here.
I'm still trying to learn how to pronounce the name. So
it's Khija Unique.
Khija Unique, yeah.
Just pretend the J is a Y.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Because I would have thought it was Khija,
I know. That's what everyone calls me. I don't know why. Hey, ask my mom. She put a J in there instead of a Y. I don't know. I can tell you.
So it's Khija. Okay.
Have you ever heard of the store Meijer before?
Meijer, yeah.
So when I was a kid and people would get it wrong, I used to get, I don't care now, but when I was a kid, I used to get so mad. And I'd be like, have you ever heard of Meijer? It's like Meijer. The J is like a Y.
Hey, trust me, I get it. You see, my first name is unique as well, so I get all types of different pronunciations. I get it, definitely. Go ahead, Marlon.
Yeah, because he's the only Lummy I ever know and met in my life. So
right, yeah, I've never met. Okay, wait, don't kill me. Is it Lummy or Lumi?
It's Lummy. You said it
okay,
right.
well, no, it's not that hard.
Yeah, not at all. You'll know why, because there's no vowel behind that U, so the U should be soft. Like Lummy. If it was I, loom, then you say Lumi. But
exactly. Yeah. It looks like Lummy. The only reason I was wondering was because you said people butcher it, so I was like, oh, maybe it's not Lummy then. Maybe it's
it is. That's it. I'm named after my dad.
Oh, nice. Is that your dad's name?
Yep.
That's cool.
And he's from Alabama.
Oh, nice. Is that a popular name in Alabama?
No, it's not. I don't know what my grandma and granddad was thinking. I don't know. But hey, I like it. I'm different, I guess.
Yeah, right.
But it's definitely a pleasure to have you back on the show. Last time you were talking, you was just giving us a rundown of what you had going on and like your like accomplishments and stuff. So, Marlon, in which I thought we thought it'd be a great idea to get you on just to give the fans a little update, on what's been going on with you and stuff like that. So you were back for popular demand.
And she reached out. So that's
right. Because I was like thinking about it one day and I'm like, oh my gosh, the last time so much has changed since the last time I was on here, like legit changed for real. I don't know if you have listened to my new song, but I recently dropped a Christian song. Okay. So I thought I would switch it up on everybody. I had a complete, I would say, transformation in terms of my music. I would still consider myself to be an R&B singer, but I was like, I don't know. I feel like I was being called. I was like, I don't know. I feel like I was being called. There's some words I had to say.
Right.
So if you haven't listened to it yet, definitely listen to it.
That's the whole point of having you on, so we can get that new raw music that you got. So most definitely, I haven't had the chance to listen to it, but I'll definitely listen to it tonight. Definitely, for sure. Let me ask you this. So is that a new lane that you created that you're going to be able to get booked for like performances and stuff, and now, big churches and events and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I had taken for a little bit, I felt like I took a break because for me, it was like such a transformation that it felt like I needed to take some time. And honestly, how it all started, I felt like and I dropped, okay, and it's not even out there anymore, but I dropped probably the raunchiest song I had ever dropped, right? And then all of a sudden I felt so convicted, like so convicted out of nowhere. And I just felt like, I felt like God was telling me that he wanted me to go a different direction. And so I'm like, well, listen, this is just what comes to my brain. So if you want me to say something else, God, I need you to give me the words. So I had to spend a lot of time like in prayer, reading my Bible and all of that to be able to like even write this new lane of music. So that's why sometimes it's hard for me to be like, oh, I'm a Christian singer now. I'm still an R&B singer because I just sing what comes to my head, you know, but I felt like this was what was in my brain. So I haven't I took a break for a little while to just really reinvent myself and what I wanted to do and just really think through that, pray on it. And then now, yeah, I feel like a lot of new doors are opening where I was like, I don't know about this. Like, I feel like I've started to get a lot of, especially with dropping this new song, I've had a lot of people reach out to me to start doing performances. Like the Christian era of music, it's going up. And so I'm like, I want to be a part of that.
That's why I mentioned that. Most definitely. So let me ask you this. When you say, when you felt convicted, because you know that's like a broad, you know, word, and just for the viewers or anybody else that may have, you know, or can relate, what was the conviction? Was it something that was like mentally, physically, emotionally? What was your conviction? Like what made you feel bad?
What made me feel bad? Okay, I would say it was a couple different things. I would say one of the biggest ones for me, I have a 1-year-old daughter and she loves my music, right? So like there's certain songs where like they will come on and I'm like, don't sing that.
Right.
It might be me, but don't sing it, you know? So that was like one of the big ones. But honestly, I would say I joined a church. It's called Christ Fellowship in Boynton Beach.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. They're amazing. Shout out to Christ Fellowship. Okay. And I started getting really close in the community of girls. And I was telling people like, oh, I'm an R&B singer. I'm an R&B singer. I'm an R&B singer. People were like, let me hear your music. And I'm like, no. Absolutely not. Or I'd be like, okay, listen to Be Me. That's a great song, but whatever you do, don't listen to the other one.
All right. Especially from the church.
Hold on. So by you saying that, because it's weird that you bringing that up, because I've been to some shows where certain artists would try to bring in their gospel records, but they're still known for their other stuff that they're trying to get away from. And 9 times out of 10, it doesn't go good with the crowd.
Right.
We'll be like, yo, nah, that's not where it's at. I mean, we understand what you're trying to do, but like you I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to say I mean, it's always a time for God. But then if you got around 3,000 people that's drinking and just want to have fun, and now you know a praise break.
Now all of a sudden everybody in the room's feeling convicted.
So that's why I want to know, like, would you try to find how would you try to find a way to keep your R&B in there with your gospel, and hopefully that it can still flow, like we can still
that's a good question.
Yeah,
I would say, like, I mean, of course it is going to be different because it's a different message, but I would say that one thing, and you have to listen to Restore Me, that's the one that just dropped. I've been working on quite a few. So one of the biggest things for me is like, yeah, R&B is, oops, sorry, I keep forgetting this thing is my microphone. R&B is like my thing. I'm not going to switch away from that. And so that is an interesting transition. The fact that you say that was actually part of why I had to take a break and really think through it, because I'm like, oh, that can be kind of weird, you know, and a strange transition for my fans and everything. I had another song that was supposed to drop and I changed my mind about it. And so I really tried with Restore Me to keep the R&B aspect of it. It's fun, it's upbeat, it's there's a lot of soul into the song, but with a message. And I don't want to be like someone who's like making everyone in the room feel bad. That's the opposite of what my music represents.
Correct. Right.
As I'm making this transition, like if you listen to the song, it's, or shoot, then I can sing it for you guys if you want. But it's like all about just telling people that no matter what mistakes that you make, no matter what you do, like God doesn't turn his back on you. And I feel like that's a message that came to me, actually came to me through prayer. I wrote the song in one night, and I felt like it's not meant to be for all Christian, like it's not meant to be for the people that feel like, oh, I'm doing everything right. And I feel like it's meant for the people that are feeling like, God, oh, I'm doing wrong, so God's not interested in me, And that's where that whole message came from. I felt like that was the message that God gave me, and it wasn't meant to be like, yes, it's great for me to sing that in churches and everything, but also I want to sing it out like churches. A lot of people that go to church are feeling righteous, if you want to say that word. But I want to really speaking to people that are feeling a little lost, like, and feeling like maybe they don't have a place with God. They believe in God, but they don't feel like they have a place with God, if that makes sense. They don't have a prayer life.
I
they don't
totally
have...
get what you're saying. Like, for example, like for basically, you want to be able to, then what I see, I don't see nothing wrong with you doing both, because at the end of the day, somebody that's in that world can be interested in that world of music from you, and then all of a sudden hear the other side. And, that could be, a ministry to them. And at the end of the day, people respect you more, and it's something different. It's 2024. Now, if you was talking about in the 90s or the 80s, you got to pick a lane and this is what it is. Now you can kind of like do it all and just let people pick what they like,
Right.
So I think it's great that you do both, and then just give people the option to just pick what they like.
And
be multi-talented. We got there's too many people out there doing the same thing.
That's
exactly
different.
I want to do something different. I just think what comes to me, and like I wouldn't be true to, like, God is such a big part of my life that it wouldn't even be true to myself to not sing about that. But also, like, I have my love songs. I'm writing a love song right now. So like,
because the reality is
that's why
we do stuff through the week and come to church on Sunday.
right. Exactly.
yeah. And I'm big on a different thing, because like even with my nieces and nephews, I just be like, yo, all the artists y'all listen to sound the same. Like when I think it's one artist, they'll say, no, this such and such. I'm like, who?
How you know?
Right.
Exactly. Wait a minute. What happened to such and such? No, that's I'm like, 20 artists y'all just named legit sound the same. Same beat. Like I already don't like the music, so I'm already
right.
Yeah. So I'm like,
we need something different.
Y'all. But y'all say our music bad. I'm like, at least we can tell who's who.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it all sounds the same. The messages are crazy. And that's another reason why it was really important to me to like incorporate Christianity into my music, or I don't even say Christianity, just my relationship with Jesus. Because some people hear that and it's like, oh, turn off, because a lot of terrible things have been done in the name of Christianity, unfortunately. But like just having a relationship with Jesus, I wanted to incorporate that into music because, like, yeah, I like some music that sounds cute, and I'm like a really R&B, but I also like rap, and like there's not a lot. It's getting bigger, but if you want to listen to a certain type of music, it's almost like you have to listen to this message that's usually something crazy, and I don't always want to listen to that. Sometimes I want to listen to something that's going to uplift me today, but also still has the vibe that I like, So
and see, now
gotta create what you want.
Now mixing the projects together, and for example, like having both of the same genres on the same album, but just doing both. This is this album, this is this album, and this is what I do. Then you just pick what you like.
Right.
I think it'll probably, I mean, that's your opinion. I mean, I still would get the album if you had them both on one album, but that may be pushing the and then that may be what you want. This layer guy has Christian music mixed with but hey, I like the idea. I think you should do both. My opinion.
Thank you.
Yeah, if you can combine both, but if if somebody was to say, you know what, we want that R&B ratchet side of you. We don't want the gospel you.
Then they can go listen to my old music.
Yeah, so you gonna okay, all right. There you go.
Yeah, because I didn't delete it. Like I thought about it, but then I was like, no, this is all part of my journey.
Yeah,
This is all part of my story, things I've been through. So there's no reason to do that. And I feel like, yeah, I still have people like that are still streaming my old music. My new song got a lot of streams, which was really cool. So I'm
Christian
seeing
music
like,
is
I
really
wasn't sure.
popular.
Yeah. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure how it was gonna go. I was a little nervous given like, okay, my history of some of my songs and stuff. I was like, ooh, my audience is gonna hate this. Like I wasn't really sure, but I don't know. I was just feeling called. I'm like, I feel like there's a message I need to get out there. And with Restore Me, my new song, it's all about like making sure that people know that they are loved by Jesus. And it does not matter. You're gonna make mistakes. So one of the lines in it is the very first line in it is, the devil shames, but the Lord calls for greater days. The reason I added that line, and that's kind of the whole premise of the song, is because so many people feel like they're like, oh, God is ashamed of them. God doesn't, just all like, and it's like, no, God already knew who you were going to be, the things you're going to do, and he loves you anyway. And so it's so easy for people to feel like, oh my gosh, I've done so much wrong, or oh my gosh, I keep making mistakes. We're human. That is what we do. We make mistakes. That's literally who we are as people. But so many people are turned away from God because people, like a lot of Christians have made people feel like if you're not perfect and do all the things that you're supposed to do in the Bible 24/7, and you keep making these mistakes, then you may as well just not even be here, or you don't have a good relationship with God.
And from my knowledge, man, them Christians the biggest heathens out there, but we ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there because I can, you get older,
right.
you get older, you understand. You can see through some stuff. I'm like, no.
But right. I always tell people and I'm a Christian, sorry, I'm a Christian, but I literally always tell people because I know people have been burned by Christians, like, and slavery was in the name of Christianity. I tell people that that's not something that I shy away from. Why do I say that? Because it's all about a relationship with Jesus. It's not a relationship. It's not about like, a lot of Christians have done things and said, oh, God told them to do this. And it was clearly not from God, because it's just terrible things that have been done. So I'm so well aware of people. I'm so empathetic of people who are so shy away. Like they've completely decided they want nothing to do with Christianity because they've been burned by people in the church or whatever. I'm so empathetic of that, because I understand how that would feel and how that would make you view God. But that's not who God is. And that's just like people that are using Christianity to honestly do wrong. And I'm just like so big on people just knowing that God loves them. That's it. Like, you can just be yourself and God will love you. And the more that you get closer to God, you might not want to do certain things anymore, but he doesn't shame you. He encourages you, and that's the biggest thing that people don't understand. Like the devil will shame you and tell you that God doesn't love you, or God doesn't see you, or he's turned his back on you. But that's not how God works. God wants the best for you, so he encourages you to do better and to have a better life for you, so you can continue to succeed. But when you fail or when you fall down, he does not shame you. He just wants to encourage you to get back up. And that's the whole premise of the song that I created.
And then too, just to piggyback off that, he gives you the opportunity to have peace in your mind. And what I mean by that, whatever lane you choose to be in, whether it be religious, whether it be spiritual, just having peace in your mind and not be insane. I mean, that's what people like just don't think chance to look at. So I respect all religions. Some are kind of a little more aggressive than others, and but hey, to each his own.
You right on that. Yeah,
to each his own.
Yeah, the religions that straight up support murder and killing, I don't know about that.
Right.
So you just
right. God bless them.
So God bless them, like Jesus.
So the path that you taking now is going to be more of a gospel path.
I think so. Like I still consider myself to be an R&B singer, but I'm just making a change. Like, and it doesn't mean like every song might not be a gospel song, but I just want to be more uplifting. That's something I felt for a while, and there's an era for everything. Like, oh, and when you said I was convicted, I just popped in my head. that there was a time when I was like in prayer and I felt like God was telling me I built an audience of people who were broken, who were hurting, who needed this. And I heard that so many times, like, oh my gosh, your song Love the War. You know, I was going through a crazy situation with my boyfriend or whatever it may be. And I listened to this over and over and over again. Like someone told me, like, oh, this got me through one of the roughest times of my life. And I was like, Love the War did? They're like, yes, it did. I listened to it every day. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's so cool to hear stories like that. So I don't regret any of the music.
Right.
Right. But I felt like one day God told me I've built a fan base of people that have, you know, felt broken, who have felt hurt, and now it's my responsibility to uplift them. And I was like, God, are you talking to me? It's my responsibility. But it's like, hey, if you build a platform, you need to do something good with it. So I feel like I just want to move towards more uplifting music for people. And, you know, luckily for me, I have a great relationship with God. So I feel like that's going to play a big part in it. But every song might not be like that. Like, hey, you know, I'm a sucker for love. So I'm going to have my love songs in there.
It's basically telling you that you already been doing your ministering already. I mean,
right, exactly.
And you feel like you're probably not where you want to be at in that particular lane. So, hey, it's always been there. You just been in the wrong lane.
Right, exactly. And I had to make that music first, right, to get the right people, because I don't feel like he's telling me, like, yes, I want Christians, you know, I don't want them watching this and getting this wrong. I want people who are Christians to listen to my music and to, you know, take it in. But I also really want for people who like aren't your stereotypical Christians to listen to my music and to get something out of it. You know, I want everyone to be able to. You don't even have to believe in God, but just know you're loved today. Shoot, love, you know what I mean? Just know that everything's gonna be okay. So I think, you know, just wanting to put a good message out there for people and for my daughter. Like I think she plays such a big role in what I do because like Restore Me. There's a part in the song where it's like, okay, I'll sing it because, you know, whatever. It's like, restore me, wash me clean. And my daughter sings that every day. Like she'll sing it over and over and over again every day. And it's the cutest thing. It makes me so happy. Like I don't want her to be out here singing other stuff that I've, you know, I want to uplift her too. I want her to listen to this music and she feels uplifted. I don't want her over here sad about a boy at 5 years old. She's one, but you know, she'll listen to it later. And I just want her to have some good music to listen to and to just be super proud of her mom. And so I think that also plays a really big role in like what message do I want to portray to my daughter, because she's my #1 fan. Like my music is her favorite. So yeah.
And Charlie,
we hear the feedback. We hear your feedback. I don't know if that's the TV or the phone. Like
the TV.
I hear a lady talking.
Oh yeah. Okay. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, because you gotta know your daughter, she mimics she I can already tell on the clip. She probably know more about you than you now.
For real. For real. Yeah. She watches literally everything I do.
Yep. So let me ask you this. So with that being said, is there any venues that you're looking towards or that you're trying to find? How are you gonna go about trying to like get your music and stuff out there? Like what's your plans with that?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I took a break for a little while, you know, single mom. I just needed a minute for a second, but now I'm finally ready to like get back out there. There are some places in Miami that are that have a lot of like Christian, like, and not your like stereotypical Christian music. Like a lot of Christian. I've actually met a lot of Christian rappers. There's a guy, his name is Macho, and he makes great Christian music. He's a rapper. He's one of the first ones I met in Florida, and I was like, oh wow, like people do this.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've heard of Lecrae, but you don't know, like, I didn't know how common it was. And I've started to meet so many Christian rappers.
In the Georgia area,
not so many like Christian like R&B singers. I haven't met that many or any at all. But hey, he's first for everything. But yeah, so I want to start doing some of those venues, and I've actually had a couple people reach out to me since I did Restore Me. So I do want to start doing some more Christian venues, but also I want to do some of the other ones too, because it's a message, right? Every like rap music, R&B music, it's all a message, right? So as long as, and it can hold its own weight. Like if my song sucks, my song sucks, you know? Like whether it's a Christian song, whether it's a R&B song, if my song's great, which it is, it will hold its own weight, you know? And I can go anywhere and I can sing this song just the same as I was doing before. So that's where I genuinely feel like, yeah, I can go to like the same type of venues. Like I have some, there's a, oh, I can't remember what event it was, but they asked if I would sing. I think that's in a couple months, but I definitely want to probably go to. I'm gonna start doing the open mics again sometimes, not as much as I used to do, but I'll start doing that just to promote my song and the upcoming songs that I have coming out. And then yeah, like my church, there was an event and they played my song like on repeat, which was so cool. And I didn't even know they were going to do that. Like I was at this, it was like a potluck, and there was like 50 people there. And like all of a sudden I'm just listening and someone's like, isn't that your song? And I'm like, are they playing my song right now? That's so cool.
Yeah, that is.
So
because that mean they really believe in you. And then that just gave me an idea for you to maybe, you know, brainstorm on it and contact, see if you can get open mic for gospel night there at the church. Like just, you know, flip it over. You get what I'm saying? And you host it, and you know, and
that's such a
just
good
have
idea.
Some singers come in, some musicians, and you know, maybe an hour. Start off with 30 minutes. Start off with an hour. I think your church will let you do that.
That's such a good idea. I actually really love that. I feel like that would be wow. That was thanks for that idea.
Definitely. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what we're here for.
And I like to go back to what you were saying. I like, obviously it looked like you already good about constructive criticism and realizing like how you say, if the song sucks, it just sucks. Because there's plenty of people out here locally that don't realize. Well, I know they know damn well they songs suck, but they gonna say, "Oh, y'all don't want to support. Y'all don't want to support me." I'm like, no, it's not that nobody don't want to support, but nobody ain't gonna support garbage.
Right. Exactly.
If it's not good, it's not good.
Right.
Point blank. You know, it ain't got nothing to do with nobody hating on you or don't want to support you, because you know most blacks like to think, oh, y'all don't want to support me and all. But no, if it's trash, it's trash. Either I'm not gonna listen to it, either I'm not gonna listen to it, or I'm gonna tell you it's trash.
Right.
Sometimes you got to branch off and deal with the strangers, because the strangers gonna support you before anybody.
Yeah, now I understand.
No, that is true.
But yeah, now you might find somebody that likes it. Okay, it's good for you, but like that's why I think when you get into this music, you know, you gotta know, okay, is this the crowd you want to attract? Because what's good to you might not be good to this crowd. Now they say you know, the R&B crowd might be feeling you, but now you try to take that to the Christian crowd. The Christian crowd going to be like, okay, I thought this worked with them, so now I got to change how I do this show with this crowd. So
that's so true. You have to be able to take constructive criticism and to take feedback, because if you're unless you're just making it for yourself, if you're just making the music for yourself and you don't care about others, whatever. But like if you're genuinely making it for a group of people and you want them to take that in, then you have to be willing to hear what they have to say. And actually, the song "Restore Me" that I dropped, that's like a great example of that, because when the first time I wrote it, right, I was like, now the words were great, don't get me wrong. But the first time I wrote it and recorded it, I was like thinking like, all right, this is the one, I'm ready to drop it. I sent it to so many people to give me feedback, and I'm like, give me feedback, right? And so Macho, the rapper I was telling you about, I sent it to him, and he was just like, okay, this is great, but you need to add some more ad libs. And I'm like, oh, come on. Like, I was ready to drop it today. Are you kidding me? So then I had to go back and I add some more ad libs. And then like, I remember someone else was like, oh, I think you should add, you know, something right here, maybe change this. And like, I went back and changed this song like probably 10 times before I actually released the song. Like I went back and re-recorded or like added things or took things out, changed it, because you have to do that, you know, and you want to take in feedback. Now you can't take in everything, because sometimes people just want to be haters, you know, and some people have like really Yeah. Yeah, some people just want to be haters, but and some people have like off the wall opinions, you know, and it's like, okay, that's a bad one. But overall, I'm really great at taking constructive criticism because I want my music to be relatable. I want people to listen to it and like it.
Right.
So it took
Yep.
me a long time to put this song out. Like I wrote this so many months ago, and same with the next song I have coming out.
Yeah, that's what I
That
was
one,
saying. I was
I've been
glad to
working
hear you
on
say
that
that.
for months, like longer probably than I've been working on Restore Me, which dropped because I wanted to be perfect before it comes out. And I've been just like trying to get as much feedback as I can on the song and just making sure that, you know, it's something that's relatable. And I make sure my music's good. I'm not going to put out trash. Okay.
Right.
I'm going to make sure it sounds good. It has a good message. Like it's catchy, you know, so definitely listen to Restore Me because it's a catchy song.
Yeah, so
Okay.
a grabber for me is catchy and content and the beat too, of course, the beat. But also, I was glad to hear you say that because man, shoot, if you taking everybody's advice, you'll never be done with a song. Sometimes simple is better
Man.
at sometimes too. I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm pretty much, you know, just from having the conversation from the first time we had you on the show until now, I can see the maturity in your artistry and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Right.
so I
Right.
definitely know that you'll be able to do good in this lane and you'll be able to make it
Hey,
happen.
thanks.
Just be strategic. Like I said, the one strategy I gave you, stuff like that. You
Mm-hmm.
create your own platform, then you can control the atmosphere if that makes sense. You know?
Right.
So
1000%.
you know, so but you know,
1000%.
we got 7 minutes, well actually 8 minutes. So I just wanted to give you an update. We can still go. Is there anything
Okay.
else? I know we got Restore, the song that you
Mm-hmm.
just told us about that you've been working on longer than Restore. You have a name for that one yet? Not
Yes, I
yet?
do. It's called God's Within Her,
Okay.
which is actually my tattoo that I have. God is within her, she will not fall. And
Okay.
that's what that song is like based on that Bible verse.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yes, that's gonna be a really good one. I'm very excited about that. I don't know if I had to pick one that I like better. I couldn't pick because I like both of them a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It is another Christian song. It is like it's very pretty. Like Restore Me is like upbeat. You know, it's pretty
Mm-hmm.
catchy. The other one is like really pretty. Like I had this lady. I'm so weird. Sometimes I just talk to like random people. So I was sitting next to this like old lady, not old lady, but this older lady on
Experienced
a.
lady.
Gosh, I really hope she doesn't watch this.
No,
I
you
don't think she will.
know.
But I was sitting next to a lady who was older than me on an airplane, and she was like, I don't know, she kept talking about, I don't remember what she was talking about, but long story short, we got into a conversation, and I told her I was a R&B singer. She wanted to listen to my music. This was before I dropped Restore Me, and I'm like, well, actually, maybe you could listen to this new song I'm working on and tell me what you think. And so like I played it for her, and she started crying on the airplane, and it was such a good like confirmation for me, like
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's so good. Like there's a lot, don't get me wrong, there's a lot I still want to fix on this song. But it's very pretty. It's like um you know, all about just, it's all about making this transformation is what that song is about. So I'm really excited to drop that one, but it's just taking a little bit longer because I don't know, like Restore Me was easier for me. This other song is like it's very pretty. You're gonna hear it when it drops,
But
but
see,
that one's
that's
called
just the
God's Within
point.
Her.
See, you see, you
Mhm.
got some projects that take longer than others, and at least you know
Right.
everything doesn't have to be the same format, same time, same deadline.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you just kind of do what
Exactly.
you got to do for that. So right now, under the belt of the gospel lane, you only got 2 songs right now. We're actually on
Yep,
one
only have
song,
one drop.
one
One
drop.
drop. Now
That's Restore Me.
I have about like four that are done, but my goal is to get like 8 so I can drop an album. Don't get me wrong, I'm not really a big fan of albums right now.
Right, right.
The reason for that is for strategic reasons because
Yeah, most definitely.
until you're like really big, like when you're up and coming, you're gonna make a better profit off of dropping singles than dropping an album because what happens is you get paid off of each individual stream that you get. So the
Mm-hmm.
more individual streams you get, the more you get paid. When you drop one song and you promote that one song, you're gonna get more streams than if you drop a whole album
And you
and
got to
then like some
focus
of
on
those
all
songs are
those
just sitting
songs.
in the back.
Exactly. Right. I get you. Most definitely. Then too, our album is like a large project at this time and era. Just like you said, you focusing on one song, boosting that song up, then moving the next one in.
Right. Because people get bored. Like, this is not really the era of albums right now, unless you're already like super big.
Exactly.
But unless you are super big, like, singles are really good because it keeps people on their toes. It keeps people listening to a new, like, now I want to listen to a new song. But yeah, I am working on the music video for Restore Me. I actually already recorded it, so I'm super excited for that to drop.
You know, me and Marlon, we do background too now. If you need us to be extras on one of the music videos.
Hey. Hey, I'm building this in-home studio. Y'all can come over. We can just get to it.
Right. Yeah. I got something to get off my chest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just with me. Just with me. We just gonna focus on the beat.
Get out the right beat for Marlon, so you get.
Give me the right beat, and I can go to.
So let me ask you, because we're running now. We got 3 minutes. Let me ask you. So, are you gonna, when it comes to your marketing and your social media, are you gonna separate the two, or are you gonna keep them in the same brand? Like, and what I mean by that, as far as YouTube, for example, you have a YouTube channel for your gospel and a YouTube channel for the pop, R&B.
Nah.
Just put it all together. I got you.
Yeah, put it all together.
Yeah, let them pick what they want. That's what I'm talking about. Let them pick what they like. Pick what you like. Most definitely.
Exactly. I'm just me. If you like my music, great. If you don't, sorry about it.
It's just Khija.
But right, exactly.
Different tastes.
Yeah, exactly. And there's some people that like really like certain songs more than others. But I don't know, I've been surprised by the people that I was not necessarily expecting to like Restore Me. Being like I had this, for example, my boss, who's gonna kill me, my boss, she was telling me once, this was when I was writing Restore Me, or I had just wrote it. She was like, I can't stand, she was like, I prefer old Christian hymns. Like, I can't stand when people mix modern music with like Christian, right? And I was like sitting here like, oh my gosh, because I haven't told her yet that I'm making this change, and I know how much she loves my music. And then she really surprised me, because she was like, I didn't expect her to even listen to the new song, and she listened to it, and she was like, you know what? I do have this weird thing about people mixing like R&B or rap with Christian music or whatever. And she was like, I loved your song. Like, and she was like, and I've listened to it several times now, and that meant so much to me. Like, okay, great. That's not the audience that I was expecting to like it, and a lot of different people are liking it. So I feel like that just gives me confirmation that the conviction that I have is real. And this is the direction for me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Khija, we got Khija back on with us again, man. Y'all gotta check that out. When Restore Me drops, she's gonna give us the link so we could put it on our Instagram and our social media so y'all can hear it. So make sure we get it. We supposed to got it first, Khija. We got to get the exclusives. So
all right, now you know.
Now you know. Every time you drop, we got to get it first so we can promote it. But not to cut you off, I just want to thank you for your time so much. I know you got a real busy schedule. You record and you got your little one, so I know you stay busy. So thank you so much for being on our show again. I know it's not
do it again.
I know it won't be the last time. And when you get ready to do your open mic for the church, let us know, because we'll come through.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna hold you to it. Don't tell me you're busy.
Nah,
and Marlon, stay closer that way to you.
Right.
Yeah, it is. And also, thank you for reaching out to me about.
For the Lord upholds him with his
Of course. Definitely praying for you and your family.
All right, thank you so much. All right.
You're welcome.
We got Marlon on the ones and twos. Let me D, and we got Khija. Y'all make sure y'all follow her. All our links will be in the description. Thank you for your time. Everybody have a great night.
All right, have a good night. Bye.
You're covered by the Lord's grace. Don't give up even when you disobey. The devil knows we're imperfect, so he attacks us through our imperfection. So if you find yourself in the dark, call out to Jesus for your resurrection. He won't turn his back on you, but the devil will tell you otherwise. Meanwhile, God's waiting with his arms out, 'cause he hears your cries. You don't have to be perfect to love the Lord, Jesus made sure. You just gotta want it bad, there's a better life, it's within your grasp. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for the Lord. It's not too late, climb aboard the team. poverty, your faith restored. Restore, restore me, wash me clean. I'm desperate for you, God, and all you have for me. You work best through we. The devil knows we're imperfect, so he attacks us through our imperfection. So if you find yourself in the dark, call out to Jesus for your resurrection. He won't turn his back on you, but the devil will tell you otherwise. Meanwhile, God's waiting with his arms out, cause he hears your cries. You don't have to be perfect to love the Lord, Jesus made sure. You just gotta want it bad, there's a better life, it's within your grasp. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for the Lord. It's not too late, climb aboard to see your faith restored. Restore me. Thank you, Jesus. JP, restore us in your name.